Okay, so have you ever felt like this is it? This is the week I finally conquer all my goals. Like I'm going to master that skill. I'm going to build those good habits. And maybe, just maybe, I'll even tackle that to-do list that's been, staring at me for weeks.
Yeah, that initial burst of motivation can be powerful.
It really can.
It,
Until, well, life happens and suddenly those goals feel impossible.
it's easy to feel overwhelmed.
Totally. It's like instead of feeling motivated, I just want to crawl back under the covers. But what if, and this is where things get interesting, what if you had this like personalized coach in your corner 24/7, someone who not only kept you on track, but also like adjusted to your progress, or let's be honest, sometimes lack of progress.
That would be incredible, having that level of personalized support.
Right. And what's really wild is that AI might actually be able to make this a reality. We did a deep dive into a podcast episode all about this. And honestly, it really changed how I see the whole self-improvement game.
It is fascinating how AI is changing the landscape of personal development. Traditional methods often offer this one-size-fits-all approach, but AI has the potential to provide truly individualized guidance.
So you're saying instead of trying to fit myself into some predetermined box, AI can actually help me figure out what works best for me as an individual.
Exactly. It's about using technology to create a more personalized and effective approach to growth.
I like the sound of that. And it's not just some futuristic concept either. This podcast episode talked about apps that are already using AI in really cool ways. Like, have you heard of Habinica or Fabulous?
I have. They're great examples of how AI can be used to gamify habit building.
Which is so smart because, let's be real, who doesn't love a little gamification in their life?
It taps into our natural desire for rewards and challenges. But what makes these apps particularly effective is how they leverage AI.
So it's more than just like checking things off a to-do list and getting points.
Exactly. They go deeper than that. AI allows these apps to analyze your data, understand your habits, and then tailor the challenges and rewards to your strengths and weaknesses.
So it's like having a personal cheerleader and a coach all rolled into one app.
Precisely. It's about making self-improvement more engaging, more effective, and ultimately more enjoyable.
I like where this is going. But it sounds like AI's role in self-improvement goes way beyond just building better habits, right?
Yeah.
The podcast also talked about fitness apps like Freeletics and Fitbod and how they use AI to create these personalized workout plans.
Absolutely. Those are fantastic examples of how AI is changing the fitness game. Instead of following a generic plan, you get a dynamic experience tailored to you.
Okay, so walk me through how this works.
So let's say you're using an app like Fitbod. It tracks everything, your reps, your sets, even how long you rest between exercises.
Wow, it's like having a personal trainer right there with you taking notes.
That's the idea. And here's where the AI comes in. Based on all that data it's collecting, it adjusts the difficulty of your workouts. It might even suggest specific exercises to help you target certain muscle groups or achieve specific goals.
So it's not just about pushing you harder, it's about pushing you smarter.
Exactly. It's about making your workouts more efficient and effective.
That's amazing. And to think this is just the beginning of what AI can do, I am seriously impressed.
It's an exciting time to be exploring the intersection of AI and self-improvement. The possibilities are really quite vast.
Well, on that note, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll dive into even more ways AI is changing the game when it comes to, well, pretty much everything. Stay tuned. You know what I was thinking about the other day?
That's that.
Like those times you get stuck creatively.
Ah, I see, like writer's block.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Writer's block, but for like everything. Like you're excited about a project, but then you hit this wall and the ideas just vanish.
It can be incredibly frustrating.
Totally. And the worst part is, there are great ideas out there. You just can't seem to access them.
It's like they're just out of reach.
Exactly. But this podcast episode we're looking at, they talked about how AI could help with this. And honestly, it kind of blew my mind.
AI is opening up a lot of new possibilities in the creative realm.
It really is. They were talking about these AI-powered tools for writing, like, Grammarly.
Right. A lot of people are familiar with Grammarly.
Yeah, I use it all the time for typos and grammar stuff.
Yeah.
But it sounds like AI is taking it to a whole new level.
It is. Think about it. Instead of just catching errors, AI can now offer suggestions to improve your writing style, clarity, all of that.
So, like, it's not just about being grammatically correct. It's about actually becoming a better writer.
Precisely. And some AI tools can even help generate content ideas. You can give it a prompt, and it will offer different writing directions.
Wow, that's amazing. So it's like having a brainstorming partner on demand.
In a way, yes. It can help overcome that initial hurdle of starting a project.
That alone would be a lifesaver. But, okay, what about visuals? Like, can AI help with creating actual images and stuff?
Definitely. That's where things get really interesting. The podcast mentioned Dell-E. Have you heard of it?
Yelly, yeah, it rings a bell.
Well, it's an AI that can generate images from text descriptions.
So, like, I could type in a robot eating a taco on the moon,
Oh,
and it would create an image based on that.
exactly. And the images can be surprisingly realistic and detailed.
That's both incredible and a little bit scary.
It does make you wonder about the future of creativity.
It really does.
Okay, switching gears a bit here. The podcast also touched on something I wasn't expecting: AI and mental well-being, which, feels like a very personal and sensitive area.
It is, and it's important to approach it with caution and awareness.
Absolutely. So how is AI even being used in the mental health space?
Well, there are these AI-powered apps designed to act as, like, mental health companions.
Mental health companions. So you mean like talk to the app? Exactly. They use natural language processing to understand your concerns and then offer coping mechanisms or strategies based on cognitive behavioral therapy.
Okay, that's really interesting. But are these apps really effective?
It's important to remember that they're not meant to replace human interaction or therapy, but they can be a valuable supplement, providing support and resources when you need them.
Like 24/7 support, which is something a lot of people need.
Exactly. And because they're AI-powered, they can offer personalized guidance.
I'm seeing a theme here. Personalization seems to be key with AI,
It is. It's about leveraging technology to create more tailored and effective solutions.
which makes a lot of sense. Okay, so AI can help us build better habits, be more creative, even support our mental health. Is there anything AI can't do?
Well, let's just say its potential is vast, but it's not without its limitations.
Okay, fair enough. But speaking of things that feel limitless, can we talk about time management, or rather, my complete lack thereof?
Time management is a challenge for most people.
It's like the hours in the day just keep shrinking. But the podcast had some interesting insights on how AI could help us reclaim our time.
It did. They talked about tools like Rescue Time and Clockwise.
Okay, Rescue Time, that one sounds familiar.
It's a time tracking app that analyzes how you spend your time on your devices.
So, like, it tells you how much time you waste on social media.
Well, it can, but it's more about increasing your awareness of your digital habits.
Okay, I can see how that would be helpful.
And then there's Clockwise, which is more focused on optimizing your schedule.
Optimizing my schedule. Now, that's something I desperately need.
Well, Clockwise uses AI to analyze your calendar, commitments, all of that, and it can suggest better times for meetings, even help you find blocks of focus time.
Wait, so it's like having a personal assistant who knows exactly when I'm most productive.
It's like having an AI assistant working behind the scenes to optimize your day.
Okay, now we're talking my language. That's amazing.
It's really quite remarkable how AI is being used to enhance our productivity.
It really is. And you know what's so cool about all of this? It feels like AI isn't trying to replace us. It's trying to empower us.
I completely agree. It's about giving us the tools to reach our full potential.
Exactly. But this conversation has got me thinking. If AI can already do all this, what does the future hold?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It really is. And luckily for us, this podcast took a deep dive into that too.
Are you ready to explore the future of AI and self-improvement?
Oh, you know I am. Let's do it. Okay, so we've talked about AI helping us with like habits, creativity, even mental health. But the podcast ended on this really interesting note about the future. They were talking about these like integrated self-improvement ecosystems. Basically AI that's involved in all aspects of our personal growth. Is that really where we're headed? AI is our ultimate life coach.
It's definitely a possibility, and a fascinating one to consider. Imagine an AI that doesn't just focus on one specific area, but instead it takes a holistic approach to your well-being. It would consider all your goals across all areas of your life.
So instead of juggling a bunch of different apps for different things, you'd have this one AI that's like the mission control for your entire self-improvement journey.
Exactly. Think about it. You set a goal, any goal, and this AI helps you break it down into manageable steps. It could even suggest resources, connect you with mentors, track your progress.
Okay, that sounds both amazing and a little intimidating.
Yeah.
Like, where does my own autonomy fit into all of this?
That's a really important point, and it speaks to the ethical considerations we need to address. AI should be a tool that empowers us, not something that dictates our lives.
Right, it's like I want the AI to be the wind in my sails, not the captain of my ship.
Exactly. It's about finding that balance between guidance and autonomy.
Okay, that makes me feel better. So if we imagine this future with AI as our self-improvement sidekick, what are some things it could help us with that we haven't even thought of yet?
Well, the podcast mentioned personalized book recommendations, which is interesting. But imagine that taken to the next level. AI could recommend books, articles, podcasts, anything really, based not just on your interests, but also your current goals, your mood, even how much time you have.
Wow, that would be incredible. Like, goodbye decision fatigue. Hello, personalized growth journey curated just for me.
It's about leveraging AI to make self-improvement more accessible and effective for everyone.
I love that idea. And it's funny, I started this whole deep dive feeling kind of wary of AI, like it felt a bit sci-fi and out of reach, maybe even a little bit scary.
It's understandable to have those initial hesitations.
But now, after really diving into it, I'm actually feeling pretty optimistic.
It is exciting to consider the possibilities, especially when we focus on how AI can empower individuals.
Exactly. It's like, instead of AI taking over the world, what if it helps us take over our own lives in the best way possible?
Now, that's a future I can get behind.
Me too. And on that note, we want to hear from you. What area of your life would you love to supercharge with AI? Head over to social media, share your thoughts using hashtag #DeepDiveAI, and let's keep this conversation going. Until next time, thanks for diving deep with us.